For the first time, the Waynesboro Area Refuge Ministry is receiving funds from a Dash and Splash event. The Waynesboro Parks and Recreation Department hosted the Totally 80's 8K run, which also featured a pool party.
We had a great inaugural event. We had the 80's 8K race, part of the Run the Valley series, and we were so happy to partner with Warm today.
Amanda Reeve is the event coordinator and race director for Waynesboro Parks and Recreation Department. The event was held at Ridgeview Park in Waynesboro, where nearly 120 runners were cheered on by friends, family, and spectators.
Best part of the race is really working with community partners like Warm, getting to work with community sponsors, the running community. It's just a nice group of people.
Deborah Freeman-Bell is the executive director of Warm. Freeman-Bell says Warm provides shelter and support to people experiencing homelessness in Waynesboro and Augusta County.
We do that through 3 programs. We have transitional housing for women with children, and we have a winter emergency shelter for adults, and we also have community outreach.
Freeman-Bell explained how valuable the Waynesboro residents' support is to her organization.
This community once again has stepped up to prove who they are and to prove that they are willing to put their money where their mouth is. When the Parks and Rec staff called us and said, hey, we know how important your work is and we want to do something to support you and we want to host a race and have you guys benefit from it, I honestly was speechless. We've had a lot of hurdles over the last 5 years financially. The last couple years we've really strengthened our approach, and I feel like the community in general, especially a city department, to call us and say we want to help shows the progress we've made and how important homelessness and solving it is to our community.
Several people walked away with trophies during the award ceremony, but there could only be one winner for the overall race. And the winner is 15-year-old Jacob Robeck of Waynesboro High School. And get this, the winning athlete also attends Shenandoah Valley Governor's School. Jacob shared with me his strategy for winning the overall first place male trophy. Jacob says he was aware of competing against a James Madison University student who has won many races in Shenandoah Valley.
I know I don't know his last name, but the James guy who usually wins these things, I hope I can call us friends. I know him somewhat well. And I knew that he usually goes out pretty well and sticks up there. So in the beginning, my idea was to keep him in sight. And then a little bit before the mile 2 marker, he started slowing down, and I wasn't feeling all that bad, so I just decided to pass him, and it just stayed like that, rest of the way.
He revealed the 80's 8K race was not his first race.
It felt pretty good. I've never won one of these overall before. I mean, in races in general, I've only won, track I've won a few overall, but in cross country, it's only been 1 or 2.
There were other avid runners in the race. Meet Gene Oxford and Alex Surrogate.
We do almost all the races in the Run the Valley series. I think I've probably done 4 or 5 years where I've completed all of them.
He says although he's surrounded by hundreds of people, running gives him time to think.
There's always music, there's cars, there's kind of a lot of noise in the world, and when you get out and run, you're just by yourself, and it gives you a moment to just be in your own mind and be social, but also alone, which is kind of a neat thing to be able to do.
His friend Alex says he enjoyed the 8K race.
Just getting out and seeing all of the different people in their crazy get-ups, because it was an 80's theme, and I really like to run to 80's music, so it was sort of the atmosphere all kind of worked together, and it was really fun.
It was a special time of bonding for a mother and daughter, Mary Beth Neal and Katie Neal.
To run, I personally done almost 12 marathons and over 35 halves, and she's done over 35 halves and 10 full marathons. And we've done it as a journey together the whole time, and we thought it would be a fun way to come out and dress up and run some miles that we were in training for.
We believe in dressing up for every race, so that's why. We love 80's, obviously.
Rachel Steffen of Atlanta is related to the Neals and was persuaded to join the race.
They actually convinced me to do this about a month ago, and I've actually not been a big runner in the past year, so I was like, sure, and now I'm here, and I did it.
Will Rhodes admitted he has a competitive nature, even though it was his premier debut in the race.
This is my very first legit run, 8K. I thought I did well. I was a little over 9 minutes per mile when I came through, so it was kind of tough out there. It wasn't what I thought, a little more hills than I expected, but we fought through. I found a couple of people in front of me that I just had to beat, so once we came down the stretch at the end, I kind of dug in the ground and we raced to the finish line.
And why did Waynesboro Park and Recreation Department host the 80's 8K race?
We love warm.
In Waynesboro, Elaine Rackley for Breaking Through News.